Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Tokyo Necro. I just actually finished up playing some Osu, and I'm also starting out a new game called like Divinity Original Sin. It's actually a pretty fun game. Didn't think it would be my kind of thing since, you know, I'm the type that play like anime style games for the most part, right? I think Divinity is a Western game. I could be mistaken. But yeah, I've been somewhat enjoying that. Played for a couple of hours. And I do want to get back into gaming of some sort. But I guess we'll see though. Even though that game is fun, I still feel like it's like, I don't know. Like the way I see games nowadays is just like you know, the gameplay segment feels like a chore for the most part. So then again, I guess I kinda tackle life the same way. When I do a specific like task, it's all about learning the patterns, doing the patterns, be efficient at the pattern, and then you'd see like constant progress after that, right? I start to think that about most of the stuff that I've been doing, really. I guess it's not like a bad thing per se, because that is how you, like I said, that's how you progress a certain skill, right? But I don't know, I feel like there's no soul in that, if that makes any sense. It just feels like I'm just doing stuff, even though it does work. But alright, enough about my rambling, as per usual. I ramble quite a lot. But let me actually recap the last episode. I think Son had a confrontation with Pavlov. He got fucked the first time, and then his ex-brain started showing his dad's memories. And after that, yeah, with plot armor. I don't think that's called plot armor. What is it? The thing where, you know, because of some story reason, the MC always wins. I guess technically it is plot armor. But yeah, Son won after that. Iria got taken away by Yamanuma. And Etika also finished up her fight with Ikatsu. I think Ikatsu is dead, but I don't know. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Etika used the Oppenheimer, like the helicopter that the SCD soldiers have to, you know, cut down Ikatsu with the propellers and stuff. But yeah, this is exactly after that, so let's see what's gonna happen. I still think that this game is pretty nice in that, what is it? The game shows its hands pretty like open, right? So after you play like multiple routes, you kind of have a guess about what's gonna happen in the route. Though, not to say that they still don't have like a joker on their side. Like sometimes they would throw in some random curveball at you. Like say in Etika's route, you kind of figured what was gonna happen there, except for the fact that Son got revealed that he is Etika's brother. That was pretty interesting in my opinion. And the fact that Hokuyasu was also gay and had a thing for Takeyuki. But alright, let's continue the story. The next day, I go to the military police hospital for treatment. That Sagittarius's bullets all passed cleanly through my flank, so it looks like my wounds should heal pretty quickly. Because of how smoothly the treatment went, I've got a lot of free time on my hands. Thank God for modern medicine. I get accosted the moment I exit my hospital room. That's the first time I saw that word.
なんちゃってね。 嘘嘘。
Kiri glares at me with her eyes wide open. I swear, she looks just like a kid. Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know, or if you guys like don't have Twitter, I saw on Twitter that Kara no Shoujo is being localized by Shiravune now. The first game was actually localized by Manga Gamer, and I bought the game on Steam. But I guess the sale numbers weren't that good, so I guess Shiravune took the licensing for it, and they have to re-release it. And they are planning on releasing all 3 games. I guess the reason why Manga Gamer didn't localize the second and third game was, like I said, because the sales number was just too low. Kind of sad though, but it is what it is. But at least the second and third game are going to be localized. The second game has been localized or fan translated for years. The third game hasn't. So I'm pretty excited for the third game. If you guys don't know, it's like a mystery murder visual novel. Pretty interesting. There we go. Kiri glares at me with her eyes wide open. I swear, she looks just like a kid. She probably rushed over here when she heard I was getting surgery for my stomach wound.
ちかちゃん、どうしてそんな嘘つくの？ごめんね、キリね。もうバカ。私がどれだけ心配したと思ってるの？ごめん。でも心配なんていらないよ。
She wasn't this worried when we got fucked up by the you know, bald living dead in the Ikebukuro CPC. What the? Oh, then again, she didn't find out about it. Okay, I remember. Kazuma actually didn't tell her about it. Like, I was wondering why she didn't become this flustered during that part of the game.
だって約束したじゃん。キリ姉を置いていかないって。
The sensation of Kiri's soft finger brings me an immense sense of relief. I'm so happy I could cry.
ただいま。おかえり。
In fact, I think I am crying. Kiri doesn't say anything. She just silently comforts me. My family in the Kara Suzumi Living Dead Stalker Agency is really important to me. They're all trustworthy comrades I'd gladly entrust my life to. But the agency isn't exactly home. The place I truly belong is with Kiri. Once all this is over, I'm going to let her know how I feel. I'll lay it all bare. But first...
あのさ、キリね。私、行きたい場所があるんだけど。こっちだよ。
Kiri leads me down the hall. She understands me so well, I don't need to say a word anymore. I don't need to say a word more. What about the whole, like, what do you call it? Like, repentance for killing Mitsumi? Did you forget about that already, Atika? Or so I thought, but... We arrive in the dimly lit room. Tokitaka is lying on the bed unconscious. Okay, Tokitaka is still alive, like I said. That was my guess on the last episode too. Because Tokitaka didn't have enough screen time for his death, right? Okay, well, I was worried about him too. But he's not who I want to see right now. I'm guessing he wants to, or she wants to see Hokuyasu.
一命は取り留めたんだったよね。でもしばらくは絶対安静みたいよ。エチカちゃんを助けに行って怪我したんだから、ちゃんと看病してあげなさいね。
I can't believe they did Tokitaka dirty in this route. They didn't even like show how he got hurt. I'm guessing it's by the SAD or by Ikatsu. But yeah, they really didn't show anything for him.
Hi.
I guess I do owe him one. I guess.
それじゃあそろそろ行きましょうか。
行くって。
ああ、そう。エチカちゃんはまだ聞いてないんだ。これからソフィア河原崎とミルグラムの討論番組があるの。
A debate with Milgram? Are you kidding me, Sophia? You're like asking to die.
は？討論番組？
The Empire Energy Corp managed to capture Milgram. Necromancers are wanted dead or alive. So if he's been captured, the energy elites are free to do whatever they want to him. Torture, public execution, you name it. They've got no reason to let him talk.
なんで？
このまま死んだらミルグラムは殉教者だもの。
なるほど。
More and more people have been joining the suicide wannabes recently. With how hard life's been in Tokyo, the ideals of the Grave Crusade can seem pretty appealing. If the Empire Energy Corp just executes Milgram, it would inspire at least some of the current crop of suicide wannabes to worship him as a martyr. He definitely has some fanatical followers. That's probably why Sophia wants to parade him before the public and smash his aura of mystique to pieces in a debate. I still feel like this is such a stupid idea. I feel like they should have just killed Milgram. Sure, the suicide wannabes are gonna retaliate or they're gonna bolster their forces, but I doubt there's actually any, like, you know, more capable person than Milgram in just the suicide wannabes.
ライブなんて自信満々だね。
Watch her actually die live on TV too.
そうね。リスクも多少はあるけれど、見返りの方を。
Maybe that's when Irya's gonna kill Sophia. Depends on if Irya is actually with Sophia or not though during the debate. Tokitaka groans through his ventilator. Was he listening to our conversation? By the time we reached the Cetus, he'd already lost consciousness, so we weren't able to ask him what he'd seen.
時田か？なんか言ったか？
ダメ。ミルグラムは捕まっていない。
Well, he told us that, but what does that mean? Oh my god, it's Olga's scene again. Kansu is still persisting with her torture of Olga in Snowbound Nirvana's basement. This is so out of place. Olga is on her knees, her wrists are bound with stun cuffs and hanging from the ceiling. Her skin's flushed, and the nearby electronic tools are slick with her sweat. Her eyes have already glazed over from the incessant torture.
さすがに我慢強いね。こういう拷問は嫌っていうほどされたわ。
I mean, I guess if you've been tortured like multiple times, then yeah, your mind is probably like already gone. But I don't know, if are people really that resistant to pain that they can, you know, like last that much? Like I said on the previous episode when Olga was first tortured, I thought that this game would, you know, like show a really gruesome scene where Olga's stomach would be cut open and would be dealing with her innards and stuff like that. I doubt most people can be able to maintain their sanity after torture like that. To the point where, you know, like they don't die from blood loss.
身体改造を受けて老いることのない体にされて私 いくつに見える？
I guess she was also experimented on, just like she said, yeah. She's like 300 years old or something, right?
これでも前の世紀から生きてるのよ。そう。
Kansu is unmoved by Olga's life story.
それがスーサイドワナビズになった理由？そんなところかしら。それじゃあ敬意を表してお注射増やしてあげる。
It's impossible to tell whether Olga is trembling from fear or euphoria. Her cuffs jangle loudly as she shakes her arms, but her restraints don't budge. Kansu presses a gun-shaped needleless injector against Olga's temple and pulls the trigger. The experimental cocktail inside is designed to override Olga's defensive implants. Olga is the perfect guinea pig for Kansu to test new drugs with unknown effects on. Olga sounds like she's about to lose her mind. Kansu's expression remains hard.
悪いけど今回は私も正気じゃいられないの。イリアを助けるためなら何でもする。
Kansu taps on her console, and weak electric shocks run through the clips on Olga's nipples and clitoris, stimulating them. Man, I still feel like the whole sexual torture thing is such a arrogant thing to do. All of Olga's anti-torture and pleasure-restricting brain implants have been deactivated. Plus, the pleasure she's been subjected to until now has long since driven her past physical and mental limits.
このまま少し放置する。そしたら今度こそ。
There's a puddle of sweat, drool, and other bodily fluids on the floor. Tears are dripping from Olga's eyes. Her nostrils are flared, and her tongue flicks in and out of sight as she pants incessantly.
ほんの5分で大変なことになったね。あなたは脳にいろいろ機能を詰め込みすぎてた。その分インプラントやマイクロマシンがダウンしたら反動が大きい。守りすぎてるとそこが弱くなっていく。で、今は電気信号トラックを決めたみたいにボロボロになってる。
I don't think you need to even explain what is going on right now, Kansu. I do feel like the 8 scenes in this game are definitely more on the, you know, tacked on kind of stuff rather than being implemented from the start. Some of it is like integrated into the story pretty well, but some like this I feel like is just overbearing. Kansu takes off her clothes as she approaches Olga. Is this actually gonna be an H scene? Oh my god. I guess if you guys want to see it, patreon.com/Azaikyousuke.
ソウンから連絡が来た。ミルクラムが里に捕まって東京メガフロートに連れて行かれたって。
She's probably gonna smile from that, Kansu. You're not good at this, like, torture thing. Olga finally snaps. Kansu's eyes sparkle with sadistic delight. Now that Olga's broken, she doesn't have to hold back. She can do whatever she wants to. Kansu pauses. Something isn't right. Olga is laughing so hard she's crying, but she hasn't actually snapped.
何がおかしい。
わからないの？教えてあげましょうか。私たちの計画が成功を収めたのよ。
Man, can we just kill her already? You're so creepy. So, what happened with Olga there? Probably the only thing that I could kind of compare it to is like the redo of the healer story. Like, if you guys don't know what that is, that's like a story about like a guy who has been abused throughout his journey as a hero because he's a healer. And he was being tortured quite bad, right? And he got the ability to rewind back time to before he got turned into the hero, or before they found out that he was a hero. So his plan was to actually take revenge on everyone that did him dirty. But I get the fact that it's like, you know, he raped the first person that he had revenge on. That I get at the start. But I don't get the fact that he kept the person with him by his side instead of killing her after that. You know? Like, what's the point? Are you at some point going to like not brainwash her? Because she got brainwashed, by the way, after she got raped. She got brainwashed into thinking that they were both lovers and stuff like that, and become his like partner. But yeah, I really don't get it. Like, what's the point? Why not just kill her right then and there? I guess it's good that I don't understand the like the weird things that these people are actually trying to do. That means that I'm still, you know, somewhat normal. But I don't know, I feel like it's really weird. But alright, enough about that, I guess. Ryoka has gone to the military police to discuss our strategy from here on out. Etika and Tokitaka are getting treated at the hospital. And Iria was taken to the Tokyo Megafloat by a contingent of SAD soldiers. Until just yesterday, we were all eating here together in the living room, like one big happy family. Eating breakfast together is one of the Kara Suzumi Living Dead Stalker Agency's most important traditions. But we haven't been able to do that for a few days now. The only one home right now is me. Thankfully, I didn't suffer any major injuries during the raid on the warship, but I did strain myself past my limits. I'm nowhere near peak condition, both physically and mentally. I know I need to rest and recover. I'm reclining on a sofa, but my eyes are wide open, and I don't feel the least bit sleepy. The Empire Energy Corp has custody of Iria. The energy elites are willing to sacrifice anything and everything for the sake of their goals. Seeing as they were the ones running the Ikebukuro CPC, it's hard to imagine that Iria is safe with them. I'm reasonably confident in my fighting skills. If I could, I'd rush out to save Iria right now. But no matter how good a fighter I am, I'm nowhere near good enough. There are some problems in this world that just can't be solved with sheer brute force. I mean, if you're fighting solo, true, Son. But if you have like an army, I think brute force is more than enough to solve most problems. Iria's trapped somewhere I can't reach. This is a political issue now. I have no choice but to put my faith in Ryoko and pray she can get the military police to negotiate Iria's release. I understand that, but I can't help myself. I keep dwelling on Iria. I still remember holding her in my arms.
長岡武之は 妻を愛しすぎていた。
君は怖い？人を愛することが。
Someone might be afraid to love someone, but for me, I actually weighed pros and cons of loving someone. I actually don't talk about this a lot during my recording sessions, but I feel like loving someone is more about commitment rather than anything. So it's like too much of a pain in the ass to deal with for the amount of, you know, cons that you get. Yeah, this was also the scene that I found really weird, right? At this point, someone should be like, you know, like 1 year old. He can't even crawl yet, based on the picture that we saw, you know, with the mom, right? There's no way that someone would remember this. At least I don't remember anything from when I was like less than 1 year old. Sure, after you're like 2 years old, 3 years old, you would remember some things. But 1 year old? You gotta be kidding me. There's no fucking way. I feel like that is such a plot hole right now. I push back the memories and slam my hands on the table. My fingers brush against the remote, turning the TV onto the news channel.
皆様に大切なお知らせがあります。
The CEO of Empire Energy Corp, Sophia Kawasaki, is on the screen. It seems she's making a live broadcast.
我々東京都民は先の米中戦争の爪痕から復興し、再び明るい未来を切り開くその一歩を踏み出そうとしています。しかし、その道筋を邪魔する許されざるべきテロリストたちが存在します。そう、ラボラトリーです。彼らは実力で自分たちの主張を受け入れさせるためにネクロマンシーを用い、東京での大規模なテロを続けてきました。本日、我々帝国エネルギー社の精鋭サッドが彼らのリーダーを捕らえることに成功しました。
Upon hearing that, I lean closer to the TV. Yamanuma Kagekatsu leads Milgram into view of the camera. Milgram's hands and feet are bound by stun cuffs, but they haven't gagged him. In fact, they've given him a mic.
本日は彼自身から一体なぜこのような非人道的な手段を取るに至ったのか、その主張を聞きましょう。
She plans to let Milgram speak on live TV? It's a bold move to allow the symbolic leader of the Necromancers to say his piece. But the reason Sophia climbed her way up to Empire Energy Corp's CEO at such a young age is because she kept making risky bets like this, and winning.
ミルグラムさん、話していただけますね。なぜあなたがリビングデッドを率いて向こうの市民を傷つけるようなテロ行為を繰り返したか。
Milgram slowly opens his mouth.
はじめまして、東京の皆さん。
He doesn't seem at all daunted by the situation he's in. His tone is nonchalant, but confident. Moreover, he's speaking not to Sophia, but to the viewers on the other side of the screen.
あなたがミルグラム、スーサイドワナミズによる一連のテロ事件の首謀者ですね。
私がいくつかの試みに関わったのは確かに事実だ。だがそれをテロリズムと呼ぶのは正義を掲げる支配者の傲慢だ。
自分の行為がテロではないと、あれだけ向こうの市民を殺して。
犠牲のない革命はない。成長は痛みを伴うもの
That's
だ。
true?
それはあなたたちの主張と矛盾する。人類は成長を止めるべき。そうあなたは言っている。
成長の果てに何がある？死だ。私は人類を殺すためにやってきた。
Sophia lets out what's clearly a rehearsed sigh.
そのエゴのために私たちはリビングデッドに。
寒冷化した世界で人類が存続するにはそれより他道は
感情をなくしてまで。
感情こそが争いの源だ。
感情のない人生に何の意味が。
逆に聞こう。感情のある人生、一体何の意味がある？
Not sure. But at the very least, wouldn't most people, strive to become happy for themselves?
感情など所詮、人類が進化のために獲得してしまった本能に過ぎない。
I'm not sure about that. Really?
我々は本能を投げ捨て、遺伝子の区べきから解き放たれ、真なる美のために生きていくべきなのだ。
Was emotion really the byproduct of evolution? So that we can survive? I mean, I've studied Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, but it's been like years since I even read stuff about that, right? But I don't think it's mentioned that emotions were developed to make us survive. Though if it was, maybe I forgot about it. Milgram turns to Sophia for the first time, and she flinches just a little. She then turns to the camera, as if clinging to the viewers for help.
皆さん、聞きましたか？彼は感情を否定しています。それはまさにリビングデッドらしい考え方でしょう。喜びも、楽しみも、そして愛も、彼は認めようとしません。感情を失い、何も感じることのなくなった人間に一体存在する意味はあるのでしょうか？
Not sure, but I have been feeling a lot less lately. So I definitely am on the side of Sophia right now. Living a life without any sort of emotions or attachment, I feel like it's pretty barren, pretty unfulfilling.
愛する人を守りたい。信頼できる仲間を守りたい。感情こそが人類を進歩させてきた原動力なのです。
That's called, power of Nakama, Sophia.
その感情が全ての争いの元凶だ。
I can't deny what Milgram is saying here, though.
仮にそうだとしても、無辜の市民を殺して平然としていられる血も涙もないこの男がなぜ私たちの未来を決められましょうか？私たちは私たちの手で人類の未来をつかみます。
Sophia draws confidence from her speech, emboldened by her own words. She walks elegantly in front of the camera and sticks her finger out into the air. With a quick multi-flick, she brings up a holographic display. The Tokyo Rebirth Project. It's a supposedly massive project that Sophia Kawarizaki is personally in charge of. She's been advertising it throughout Tokyo for a while now.
氷河期を迎え、停滞してしまった人類の成長、それを再び推し進めるために、帝国エネルギー社は長年研究を続けてきました。今日、このように都民の皆様にこのプロジェクトの内実を説明できる運びとなったことを心より嬉しく思います。
In her previous PR statements, Sophia mentioned that the Tokyo Rebirth Project was supposed to push humanity forward. But until now, she hasn't given any specifics about what it entails. I guess her debate with Milgram was just an opening act of sorts, to set the stage for this reveal. I can't deny that it was attention-grabbing.
氷河期を迎えた人類の停滞の原因は、主にエネルギー供給の困難さに求められるでしょう。現在、地球上の都市のほぼ全てが地熱発電にエネルギーを依存している。人類は大地に縛られ、地熱の存在しない場所では長期的に生きていくことが不可能になっています。東京リバースプロジェクト。それは文字通り、東京という都市を再度誕生させる計画です。都市の誕生。それは単なる比喩ではありません。 東京メガフロートは生命都市なのです。
生命都市。
I stare at the complex diagrams of the Tokyo Megafloat that Sophia has called up on her holographic display. The way all of its systems interlock does make it seem like a single organism with a will of its own, but
ここで言う生命は単に有機体であることを意味しません。人体がミネラルを必要とするように、生命都市もまた有機物と無機物がそれぞれの機能を受け持っています。生命の定義とは何か。
I actually don't know.
さまざまな定義づけは可能ですが、ここでは外界との接触において代謝の中で定常状態を保持しつつ、自己に近似した複製を生産することが可能な一つの形としておきましょう。
Okay.
その意味で東京メガフロートは間違いなく一つの生命です。東京メガフロートは進化した素材リブマテリアルでできています。各マテリアルは相互に疑似血管で結ばれており、海水を流すことでナトリウムから水素を抽出することができます。抽出された水素は疑似血管を周回する急増合金に取り込まれ、水素貯蔵ステーションに運搬、水素燃料として発電が行われます。これにより人類はエネルギー問題から解放されるでしょう。
Sophia pauses to take a breath.
そしてもちろん生命には生殖が求められます。自らの遺伝子を交換し、種族の多様性を確保することで大きな環境の変化に耐える、その働きが都市にも必要とされます。その準備は整いました。
Sophia brings up a new image. It's a picture of the megafloat as seen from the sky. From the looks of it, it was taken by one of Earth's precious few remaining satellites. The image slowly zooms out, showing all of Japan. There's only a few scattered cities on the island archipelago. Archipelago? I think it's archipelago, right? They've remained cut off from each other since the beginning of the Ice Age. There's almost no trade between cities in modern Japan. Most places are barely making do by recycling all the garbage they dumped ages ago. The exchange of information happens over localized mesh networks made up of individual countries as well. There are no people to act as nodes in the space between cities, and thus, intercity communication is extremely limited. It's almost impossible to interact with the outside world in real time. Most of Tokyo's residents have very little idea what's going on outside of the city. Once the image has zoomed out far enough to show all of Japan, it starts zooming back in. But it zooms in slightly to the west this time, towards the Kinki region. At full magnification, it shows a large megafloat situated inside Osaka Bay.
東京メガフロートはこれから将来大阪メガフロートとの生殖行為を計画しています。
Well, this is the first time we actually ever got this trivia. A megafloat based on Tokyo's currently being constructed in Osaka Bay. A megafloat based on Tokyo's currently been constructed in Osaka Bay. There we go. Wait a minute. What did Sophia just say? The two cities are going to reproduce? Can two living cities create a new city just by exchanging information? Are you telling me the Tokyo Megafloat and the Osaka Megafloat are going to have sex and make a Nagoya Megafloat or something? I don't think so, Soen, but okay. And this is the only way for humanity to progress in this ice age?
古代ギリシャはポリスという都市国家単位で地中海世界に植民し、ヨーロッパ史の礎を築きました。リブマテリアルでできたメガフロートは海水との反応で水素を生み出し、海上を自由に移動、陸地に大量のエネルギーを送り出すことができる。 我々はこの生命都市という新たな形で人類を発展させ、氷河期の地球に再び成長の彩りを取り戻すのです。
生きているなら殺すこともできる。ネクロマンサーの出番だ。
The hologram vanishes and Milgram rises to his feet. The stun cuffs on his arms and legs are gone, and he somehow managed to procure his side pistols. Sophia acts quickly. This may be a live broadcast, but she correctly realizes that eliminating the immediate threat is more important than putting on a good show. Yamanuma draws his gun without a moment's hesitation, but he aims it at Sophia instead of Milgram. I guess Yamanuma is already a living dead? A gunshot rings out, and the broadcast ends just as the Empire Energy Corps CEO's head is blown off. Okay, so this is what Tokitaka saw. Did Yamanuma turn traitor? No, wait.
エチカ、今テレビは
知ってる。時高が目を覚まして教えてくれた。あの山沼ってやつ、時高の前で殺されてリビングデッド化されてたとさ。
売り込ませてもらう。
My Conry vibrates and Kansu joins the group call. I thought that Irio was the one that's gonna kill Sophia, but I guess it's Yamanuma. Is Iria out, you know, like not being controlled anymore? But even if she is, the possibility that she's a living dead is also pretty high. She just doesn't have a master right now. Kansu's tone is unusually urgent, which is a worrying sign. We kinda knew about this in the other route where Milgram's Necropolis project was actually realized, which is Kansu's route. At the Empire Energy Corps' head office, Iria is watching the live broadcast from the waiting room where she's been locked up. She hears the gunshot in real time, but it's only when it happens on TV a few seconds later that she realizes what happened. This waiting room can easily be turned into a makeshift prison. It's made entirely of live material, and Iria can't find anything that might aid her in her escape. The S-80 soldiers guarding the room must have heard the gunshot as well, but they don't look at all alarmed. It's as if they knew this was going to happen from the start. Iria returns her gaze to the blank monitor and thinks back to the last thing she saw before the feet was cut. It was Yamanuma Kagekatsu who shot Sophia Korizaki, which means...
宝行イリア、見ていたか?
Milgram strides boldly into the waiting room. The S-80 soldiers don't do a thing to stop him.
私は利用されたのね。
その通りだ。宝行イリア。
Oh, sorry about that. Thought he was done. The advanced Aegis system that protects the Empire Energy Corp constantly keeps an eye out for external threats and deals with them automatically. As long as it's active, infiltrating the Tokyo Megafloat is nigh impossible. And even a famed terrorist like Milgram couldn't touch the Megafloat from outside.
お前は東京リバースプロジェクトを完成させる最後のピース。帝国エネルギー社が絶対に必要としていたものだ。
Sorry about that, Milgram. At long last, Iria understands the reason for everything that happened thus far. She thought it was strange that Milgram wanted her, but didn't want to kill her.
私は泳がされてたってこと？
池袋 CPC での重要な研究成果は来島道也に隠蔽され、天地十一郎の住むザ・フォートレスに軟禁された。だがエネルギー貴族は外界の出来事に関心がない。そもそもサブスタンスコンセプトとコンタクトできる人間がいる可能性もまともに検討していなかったのだ。
ザ・フォートレスから誘拐して記憶まで奪ったのは私 私の存在を帝国エネルギー社に認知させるため？
理解が早くて助かる。案の定サブスタンスコンセプトは記憶を失った崩業イリアを積極的に探すようになった。東京中のメッシュネットワークに対する暴走事故が起こり、それがきっかけで帝国エネルギー社が崩業イリアの存在を認知した。
そしてサットが出動した。あなたの目的は CEO の信頼が厚いサットを呼び出してハイファイリビングデッド化し、万全のセキュリティが備わった東京メガフロートに入り込むこと。中枢を占拠し、東京メガフロートを我が物にすること。
震えているのか？
Iria firmly shakes her head. But that display of bravery isn't enough to beat back the fear that's trending to overwhelm her. She can't help but stare at the side pistols in Milgram's hands. The Empire Energy Corp needed Iria alive for the Tokyo Rebirth project. Milgram needed her alive to sneak into the Tokyo Megafloat. But now that the leader of the Tokyo Rebirth project is dead, and his plan is complete, no one needs her anymore. The harder she tries to stop herself from shaking, the worse her shaking becomes. Fear. What she's feeling right now is fear.
怖いのは逃げないから。
Iria mutters, trying to convince herself of that. Soen fought frantically against his fears. She can too. That's right, Soen's still here. Iria envisions his face. As long as you're alive, there's still hope. She clings to the words she told Soen when they last parted.
感情のある人生に一体何の意味があるかってあなたは聞いたわよね。その答え知っているんじゃない？
何が言いたい？
Hope. That which nourishes people's lives.
あなたは生きることに執着しすぎてる。志願なんてせずに自殺すればいいのよ。銃を口に突っ込んでバーンくらいできるでしょ。
I think most people would actually not say that, Iria.
それができないのはあなたが性に執着しているから。違う？
I guess that's true to some degree. But most people would actually, think that way. Most people wouldn't suicide, you know?
共感能力か。
Milgram murmurs. So he knows about the empathy too.
ソフィア・河原崎が CEO に就任するまで東京リバースプロジェクトはあくまでも傍流だった。
I can't seem to actually click on the empathy, by the way. Oh, there we go. The ability to infer and sympathize with another's emotions. First developed in female mammals. Hagyu Iria's sense of empathy was enhanced by human experimentation she underwent at the Ikebukuro CPC, making her the only human capable of making direct contact with Subcon.
帝国エネルギー社の研究の中心は大衆コントロール技術。今後も続くだろう氷河期に向けて支配に気づかれることなく東京都民を支配することが求められたのだ。
And I guess that's actually what happened in Kansu's route.
その中で最も重要視されたのが池袋 CPC の人体実験でお前が覚醒させられた力、共感能力。
Now, Iria's certain that Tang Yunshan found her records in the hidden room and showed them to Milgram. That's what led Milgram to capture her.
哺乳類の進化の過程においてメスから生まれたと考えられている力。母親による自分の子供への共感、他の母親への共感、自分の子供以外の子供への共感。他人の気持ちを推測すること、他人の痛みに同情すること、他人の悲しみに同調すること。共感能力は 種の進化を有利に進める原動力になった。お前は一般的な人間よりも他人の心を読み取る力に長けている。他人と打ち解けることができる。いや、それは人だけではない。そうだろう、崩業イリア。
Now that she's regained her memories, Iria knows exactly why the Empire Energy Corp wanted her.
ねえミルグラム、あなたは生きることに執着している。そしてあなたはネクロマンサー、人間の命を操る者。本当は新しい形の命に興味があるんじゃない？
確かに。
Milgram's response is brief, but it's enough. Iria can make it out of this situation alive, as long as she can lead him in the right direction.
ねえミルグラム、あなたが殺そうとしているもののその正体を知りたくはない？
さすがの共感能力の持ち主だ。
Milgram's expression is eerily calm. As she synchronizes further with him, Iria begins to wonder if she's really manipulating him, or if he's the one manipulating her.
うってつけの場所が。後でたっぷり見せてやろう。
So this time he doesn't, like kill the living material like instantly. He actually wants to understand it first. The elevator ascends with blinding speed. In seconds, we're high enough up to look down on the entire city.
キリネエチカちゃんは静かにしてて。でも任せて。話は私がつけるから。
Kiri's being uncharacteristically forceful. I let her take the lead, and she stops the elevator on the 15th floor of the military police headquarters' first tower. The walk down the hall to the room at the end feels really ominous. If this were a video game, the last boss would be waiting behind those doors. Well, in the other route, technically you're not wrong, Ethica. So this is where he looked down on everyone from the past few years. Bile rises up in my throat as we stop in front of the Special Operations Group soldier guarding the door. My guess is this isn't a security robot. He probably put a human soldier he trusts in charge of guard duty.
身分証の提示を要請します。
阿蘇キリリです。
Kiri takes a sheet of papyrus out of her breast pocket. The guard checks it with a quick multi-flick.
入室は許可できません。
なぜですか？すでにアポは。
警戒レベルが引き上げられています。大佐相当の階級の人間による判断が必要です。
Kiri bites her lip. Sure, there's an emergency going on right now. Milgram's taken over the megafloat and all. And it's also true that Major General Kabanohara Hokuyasu, my old man, is a pretty important dude in a corrupt institution that is the military police. They probably need to impose some restrictions to manage the situation and prevent intel from leaking. But don't worry, Kiri. I'll take over from here.
エチカちゃん。
木場野原エチカ。木場野原鉾安の実の娘だ。緊急ですげえ大事な話がある。せめて取り次ぎはしてくれるよな。
それはしかし
実の娘がプライベートで緊急の用事だ。さっさとつなげろ。
I think usually, private matters are not allowed in these sort of situations, Ethica. But I guess this guy is just weak to pressure or something. The guard does a quick check of my DNA. As expected, I've inherited some of it from Kibanohara Hokuyasu.
確認完了。入室が許可されました。
He didn't even cross-check with the Major General. What the fuck? You're garbage as a guard.
エチカちゃん、ありがとう。
別にいいよ。
Unless the Major General, like already briefed him that this was gonna happen.
親父に会いたいわけじゃない。利用するもんはする。そんだけ。
His room's huge. You can look down on all of Tokyo from here. Nowhere symbolizes the military police's authority more. It's fitting, since the man who lives in here is the living embodiment of authority. We're so insignificant to him that he doesn't even acknowledge our entrance. He's gotta have heard us come in, but he's still staring out the window with his back turned to us. Kiri salutes. Oh, sorry about that. Had something in my throat. Then strides casually to the center of the room. She sucks in a deep breath and says in a voice loud enough to fill the room.
木場原少将、上心が。
無駄だ。
My old man doesn't so much as move a muscle as he replies.
軍警察は動かない。いや、動けない。
なぜですか。東京メガフロートは下級の事態にあります。今すぐ治安維持に当たるべきです。
メガフロートは治外法権だ。我々の手の及ぶ範囲ではない。
しかし
我々はメガフロートが生命都市として作られていることさえ知らされていなかった。その程度の存在としか認識されていないのだよ、我々は。
Well, we already know in the other route that Okuyasu here is actually aiding Milgram in his act of terrorism. So of course he's not gonna do anything. Since the Empire Energy Corp controls the hot pipes running through Tokyo, they are the real rulers of the city. But instead of exercising their authority, they've lent some of their power to the military police and tasked them with maintaining public order. In other words, the energy elites left the dirty work to the MP and scurried back to their safe little walled garden. Obviously, the MP isn't too happy about that. You know, sometimes when they do these abbreviations, I wonder why they do it. I actually have no idea why. Because at this point, I feel like I'm more comfortable calling them the military police than not. Because they never abbreviated this as MP on any other route.
しかし
But Kiri isn't willing to give up yet.
それではミルグラムに東京のエネルギーの根幹を握られます。
交渉できないと決まったわけではない。
ミルグラムに交渉が通じるとお思いですか。ありえません。向こうは人類の死滅を願うテロリストです。
自ら手を出して怒りを買うよりもいい。それが軍警察上層部の総意だそうだよ。
Wait, how did I not notice this sooner? My old man's staring pointedly out the window, with his back turned to us. But he's not able to hide the rage in his voice.
親父、
I didn't come here because Kiri dragged me along. I've got my own reasons for visiting my old man.
あんた、そのお偉い方に秘密でシータス出したんだって。
He falls silent. That's what Kiri told me though, so I'm pretty sure it's true. Someone in Tokitaka wouldn't have been able to infiltrate that ship without the military police's help. Kiri was running herself ragged trying to get authorization to use a Cetus, and it was my old man who lent her a hand.
我々にとって最善だと判断したまでだ。
親父がソウンたちを送ってくれなかったら、私は多分サットに殺されてた。だから、なんだ。Thank you.
Ugh. Just saying that gave me goosebumps. But now I can say I stuck to my principles. I'm not gonna let myself be tied down by anyone. And I sure as hell won't ever kill my own feelings for someone or something else's sake. I'm gonna do what I want, so I don't have any regrets.
だからこっから先は延長戦。別に帝国エネルギー社がどうなろうと知ったこっちゃない。東京が乗っ取られようと、そん時はそん時だ。でも、さらわれた宝業イリアは私のクライアントだし、 私は彼女が大好きだ。取り返す必要がある。それに私は
That scene flashes through my mind again. The scene of me killing someone I thought was Olga.
何があってもミルグラムをぶっ倒す。
My old man stays quiet for a little bit longer. I have no idea what expression he's making. But for some reason, I'm reminded of that night at Shinobazu Pawn.
それがお前のやり方か。
ああ、私のやり方だね。
では、私も私のやり方で答える。
He takes his 2 re-eliminators out of the drawer and picks up the X-Brain decorating his desk. Standing in front of me isn't the military police's major general. Nor is it the Iron Tyrant I hate so much. It's Kibanohara Hokuyasu, former commander of the Close Quarters Armed Martial Arts Training Unit.
ミルグラムには個人的な借りがある。正しい東京の姿を取り戻すため、私が行こう。
So in this route, they're also going to be together, eh? That's actually pretty cool. In the other route, sadly, it ended up with Ethica, you know, dying. But this time, hopefully, Ethica doesn't die. But that doesn't really close the, you know, chance that Hokoyasu might not be dead in this route. Today's dinner is cutlet curry.
腹が減っては戦ができぬ。
Curry is actually one of my favorite dishes, by the way. It's kind of weird that it's one of my favorite dishes because growing up, I don't really eat like curry at all. It's just I really like the taste.
二人ともたっぷり食べてね。
おっしゃ、いただきます。
いただきます。
I scoop up a spoonful of delicious-looking roe with a golden brown cutlet and take a bite.
なそう。
ルーのとろみに揚げたて衣のサクッとした感触。噛むと肉汁がジュッと染み出して、舌の上でスパイシーなルーと一緒に混ざり合って。
The curry that we have over here in Indonesia is actually not that thick. It's actually pretty watery. That's why I preferred Indian or Japanese style curry. Mostly Japanese though. I've tried Indian curry before, but I don't know. It feels like it's actually, I don't know, too much spices, I guess?
うまい。
ありがとう二人とも。
Ryoko says, grinning. It's a shame Tokitaka can't be here to enjoy this too.
これで二人はカツカレー。
おかげで私たち大勝利。な、そう
え、何が？
おい、わかれよ。
Oh, I get it. They made a pun with the word curry.
たくよ。せっかくまともな受け答えするようになったと思ったらさ。これだからボンクラは。
おかわり。
はい、どうぞ。
うわ、ちょっと、私のカツだろそれ。
食べるのが遅いのが悪い。
んだと。
二人とも喧嘩はダメよ。おかわりはたっぷりあるんだから。
Ryoko watches us with a smile as we shovel food into our mouths at top speed. Her curry is simply divine. In fact, it's so delicious I'm starting to get a little worried. I've eaten so much, but I don't feel full at all. If anything, I'm eating even faster now. It doesn't help that the cutlets are so good, they don't even taste like artificial meat. Wait a second.
りょうこさん、この肉って一体？
天然物よ。
天然って一体何の？
Living dead meat?
本当に聞く？
結構です。
As long as it's tasty, nutritious, and doesn't make me sick, that's good enough for me. So it's probably best I don't ask either. For now, I'll just forget about everything but the delicious curry in front of me. I guess that's a jab towards fast food. Right after I tell myself that, I notice Ryoko staring at me, smiling.
涼子さん、どうかしましたか？
嬉しいなーって。ソウンくん、とっても美味しそうに食べてくれるようになったもの。
そうですか。僕はずっと美味しいと思っていたんですけど。
その感情の伝え方を知ったってことだろ。イリアちゃんのおかげだね。
Perhaps so. I haven't noticed anything different about myself. But if I have changed, it's definitely because of her. I tried to imagine what Iria would say if she were here, eating this curry with us. What did her smile look like again?
イリアが恋しい。
いや、そこまでストレートに伝えなくても。
それにその気持ちを伝える相手は私たちじゃなくイリアちゃんね。
True? With that, Ryoko straightens her back. Etika and I both know that means it's time for a serious talk. This might be the last meal we share together after all. It's why Ryoko splurged so much for tonight's dinner.
ソウンくん。
はい。
エチカちゃん。
はい。
生き残りなさい。
Our boss's orders are absolute. We have no choice but to come back alive now. I'm making my final preparations before our departure. I put on my coat and pocket all the spare magazines I have left. I kinda misread that. I have left, there you go. I then make sure my MPP is functioning properly and holster my re-eliminators. Finally, I pick up my X-Brain and... Suddenly, I remember my first fight with Milgram. Near the end, alerts showed up everywhere. To my left, to my right, above me, below me, in front of me, behind me, literally everywhere. I understand what was happening now. My X-Brain was afraid. It inherited that fear from my father, Takeyuki. In the same way that an X-Brain records an opponent's weapons, fighting style and quirks, it also records its user's feelings regarding that opponent. Through my fight with Pavlov, I grew closer to my father. But reaching my father's level won't be enough. I need to surpass him. And I think there's only one way to do that. The question is, am I capable of it? Yeah, this is probably when he's not gonna be using his X-Brain. After we leave the office, we call our pipe runner. We're traveling pretty light for this mission. We're gonna be heading smack dab into the middle of enemy territory, but too much equipment's just gonna weigh us down. Besides, it doesn't look like any suicide wannabes aside from Milgram are in the Megafloat. It doesn't matter how good Milgram is, he can't have made that many living dead all by himself. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone in the Tokyo Megafloat is a living dead now, by the way. Ryoko's assessment is that it's gonna be a battle against a small group of elites, rather than a huge army. This pipe runner is one of our Kara Suzumi Living Dead Stalker Agency shares with Sue. That was a really weird sentence. We're using him to carry us and our luggage. The lights of Kabukicho become pinpricks as we climb up the pipes. The heck is a pinprick? Someone looks off into the distance. He's probably trying to catch a glimpse of the Tokyo Megafloat. Oh yeah, didn't Soen and Iria write this pipe runner together back when Subcon went crazy?
一緒に乗るのが私でごめんな。
いや、 心強いよ。
You sure know how to make a girl happy. Now I really can't let you down. This time, we're getting our princess back. As I look at the receding skyline, I absently mutter,
なあ、そう。今からでもやり直せんのかな。
Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Now it's...
生きている限り希望はある。
そっか。
そうだ。
I never thought Sohn, of all people, would talk about hope. I can hear Subcon singing in the distance. She must be staging another one of her concerts somewhere in the city. The city looks like a glowing rainbow covered in a shroud of darkness.
いいね。希望。
I think I'll get on this hope train myself. We stop atop the roof of one of the buildings and listen to Subcon's song while we wait for our ride.
よく軍警察から許可が出たな。
ああ、
エチカ、
許可は出てない。
出てない。
親父の単独行動さ。
The sound of propellers draws closer. It's coming from the direction of the MP headquarters. I guess he's acting solo now, huh? Weaving deftly between the pipes, my old man sets down the AMV-89 Vulture that he's piloting.
運転できるのか。
近接柔術共同体はワンマンアーミーって呼ばれて恐れられたんだ。あらゆる武器、乗り物、コンピューターを一通り扱える。
I found that hard to believe with, Ikatsu. The last part, anyway. It's thanks to my old man's comprehensive education that I know how to pilot a gunship, too. Same reason I know how to use my X-Brain. Though I don't use re-eliminators anymore. Ikatsu's the one who really taught me how to fight. But my old man was the one who pounded the basics into my head first. We run across the pipes and get into the gunship. The monitor in the main cabin is showing a live feed from the cockpit.
待たせてすまない。
たく遅えんだよ。あ
キリリを置いてくるのに手間取った。
あ。
Knowing Kiri, she must have begged to tag along. Even though I promised her I'd come back, she's probably still worried sick. Can't really blame her, considering what happened yesterday.
お前が長岡総雲か。
はい。
Sohn turns to the camera and answers stiffly. I want to say he's being too formal, but we are just lowly living dead stalkers. And he's the Major General of the military police. It's not like Sohn knows the guy personally either, like I do. I can get why he's nervous.
大きくなったな。
Wait, hang on. My old man and Sohn do know each other? Oh yeah, I guess he was the chief mourner at Takayuki's funeral.
質問があります。
Sohn stands up straight and looks my old man in the eye through the camera.
木場野原少将は X ブレインを開発なさったんですよね。
ああ、君のお父さんには世話になった。
Back when everyone was in the close quarters armed martial arts training unit, Sohn's dad was integral to the X-Brain's development. The goal of the project was to take the CQAMA fighting style that the self-defense army had developed to the next level with the power of the X-Brain. My old man actually managed to turn that ideal into a reality, and his unit became the best anti-living dead unit in the whole army, or military. This stuff's so basic even I know it.
僕の X ブレインは一括さんから譲り受けたものです。
ああ、そうだな。
一括さんはこれが僕の父が使っていたものだと言っていました。実際それまで使っていた市販の X ブレインよりも飛び抜けて相性が良かったんです。
Huh. I mean, I knew Sohn was the son of the legendary CQAMA master, Nagoka Takayuki, But I didn't know the secret of his strength was in his X-brain. You'd think I would have noticed, given we've been fighting together for so long.
赤の他人ではおそらく難しいだろう。だが遺伝子のつながりがある2社で X ブレインの学習が共有される可能性は十分にある。
先日パブロフという男と戦いました。
パブロフ。
はい。その戦闘中 X ブレインが破壊されかけ、僕の見たことがない映像が断片的に浮かび上がりました。質問があります。僕の母長岡咲子を殺したのはミルグラムですか？
記録を見たのか？
はい。マレーシアであなたを救出後、海上で母の乗った輸送機が爆発する前にパブロフがそれを示唆したんです。あれは本当にあったことですか？
My old man goes quiet for a bit. I don't know what scene Soen's talking about here, but I know what he's asking is really important. It's why he's digging up the close quarters armed martial arts training units past like this. The tension in the room is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
事実だ。
My old man answers slowly and solemnly.
私は全てが終わった後、詳細を調査した。あの輸送機爆破事件の犯人はパブロフだった。そしてそれを命じたのはミルグラムだ。
Soen nods quietly. There's a newfound conviction in his eyes. But it's run so deep I can't tell what it is, or what he's feeling. The one thing I can tell is... My old man's voice is trembling with emotion. It's clear even through this gunship's tiny speakers. I can tell that he's trying to hold those emotions in, for the same reason that he snuck out to Shinobazu Pond that night to cry. I think back to what Milgram said about his connection to the Close Quarters Armed Martial Arts Training Unit when we were on the warship, and to what my old man said his reason was for joining us on this mission. He's got a good reason to hate Milgram. A good reason to want to be the one to take Milgram down himself. That's why he disobeyed the police top brass and came out here as Kibanohara Hokuyasu, former commander of the Close Quarters Armed Martial Arts Training Unit.
ありがとうございます。
Soen's tone is solemn. His resolve is set in stone. Tokyo's Rainbow College recedes into the distance, and snow starts falling from the sky. There's a tiny blue island sitting in the dark expanse of Tokyo Bay. It looks like the torch of life, burning brilliantly in a sea of death. The Tokyo Megafloat, the headquarters of the Empire Energy Corp, castle of the energy elite, and I guess now, a living city. This is my first time seeing it up close. It's certainly an awesome sight to behold. Bright, beautiful, and bewitching. The blaring of the gunship's alarms brings me crashing back to reality. I zoom in with the night vision camera and see...
なんだあれ。
70口径 90mm 無人砲塔用電磁レールガン。初速 2500m 毎秒で 15km の砲弾を撃つ。火薬による砲撃の限界速度は 2000m 毎秒。それをはるかに上回る超高速の運動エネルギー発生装置。最大射程は 360km。
You don't have to recite what Tokitaka told you before.
って時高が言ってたんだな。
He probably talked Soen's ear off when they were coming to rescue me. Anyway, I guess that means we're already within the railgun's range. If they wanted to, they could shoot us out of the sky with just one volley. Even if we got lucky enough to dodge a single shot, there are 6 of those bad boys. No way we're gonna reach the shore if we charge in head on. The whole reason why the Empire Energy Corp can stay independent and isolated out here is because the AAS's defensive net is airtight. Part of why the military police rejected my old man's proposal to fight Milgram was because they're scared shitless at this defense system. Of course, we know we can't beat it in a head-on assault ourselves, but we've got a plan. The image on the screen goes white. Before I can even shout out a warning, there's a heavy impact and the gunship's frame rattles violently. I nearly shit myself there, but it looks like that was just a warning shot. We've only got a little bit of time left.
スーちゃん、聞こえる？
Am I actually gonna, like, end the episode right here? I mean, I guess I will do it after Sue's, scene here. Because this would be a very awkward moment, right? Sue's probably gonna try to do something here.
いつでもいける。
So I'll let her do her thing first, and then we're gonna end the episode. Kansu is sitting in front of her 12 monitors, all of her preparations complete. There's 4 empty bottles of synesthesia on the ground next to her. With how much she's been using it the past few days, her body has begun to develop a tolerance. If she uses any more, she'll be in trouble. After this, she won't be able to ride the highway for a while. But Kansu doesn't regret a thing. If this is all it takes to make up for what she did to Iria, then it's a small price to pay. You know, we never actually did see what happens to people who use too much synesthesia. You'd think that we'd see that in Kansu's route, but we actually didn't.
了解。ドライブ。
Kansu opens her other eye. It's able to process more wavelengths than just the 7 colors that a normal human retina can. Brightness turns into warmth, then into sweetness, and then into a numbing sensation throughout her body. She runs her tongue over the minuscule bumps and valleys in the stream of information, using her taste buds to pick up the sounds of the road she's looking for. The world Kansu is driving through is a disorganized mess of light. This would be like This would make a lot more sense if Kansu was actually using you know, those things that you do for a real dive, like in Sword Art Online, rather than seeing a monitor. Because this doesn't make sense in my opinion, that she can do this while staring into a monitor screen. Flickering streams whiz by all around her. In someone's case, it makes sense because his brain was directly connected to the hardware, right? But in Kansu's case, it's not the same. The highway is, like always, full of clutter. It's as if all the monitors, machines, power sources, circuits, and the cords connecting them together throughout Tokyo have been layered over each other 1,000 times over. A jumbled mess of prickly, bitter, cold, sweet-smelling, shining cords, all entangled in one greater pattern amid the storm of electric signals. Kansu doesn't have much time. Driving the highway means blending your sense of self into the mesh network, so you can subconsciously pick out data you wouldn't be able to find with your conscious mind. But if you delve too deep, you lose your sense of self and dissipate. Kansu has seen many of her comrades drive for so long that they never came back. There are only a limited number of routes to infiltrate the AAS from. Even with the help of the highway, getting past its airtight defenses is nigh impossible. Not a single hacker living in Tokyo has succeeded in hacking the system so far. But Kansu intends to be the first.
これ。
Well, that was easy. A conspicuously bright golden cord appears in front of Kansu. You're mine. The moment her fingertips touch the cord, There's a sticky sensation, and Kansu's body is sucked into the flow she's looking for. She's in a back street now. After repeated torture, Kansu was finally able to get Olga to give up everything she knew. Her Conry had access to a secret back channel so she could contact Milgram, Pavlov, and her other comrades undetected. Through that back channel, her Conry still has a link to Milgram's, which is inside the AAS. Kansu uses that link to slip into the system. Her leap inside is successful. But she doesn't have much time left now. It would take too long to hijack the entire system. Even if she could, she'd need to stay connected to the highway to operate it, which would put far too great a burden onto her body. As long as she can disable the system, her trusted Living Dead stalker friends should be able to take care of the rest. Do they really need to make a CG of her like drooling though? To do that, she needs to reach the system's core. A flood of light greets Kansu. The cords of light that represent the security system's firewalls are winding and complex. Among this tangled web of cords, which is the one that contains the shutdown command? There's no time to examine them all one by one. Kansu puts her faith in the hacker instinct she's honed over the years. She strums the cords with her fingertips, trusting she'll know the right one when she feels it. She races past the bundles of light, accelerating faster and faster. The faster she goes, the more blurred the line between her and the world around her becomes. Past ever feel numb, but herself, the part of... What? Parts of her feel numb, but herself, the part of her feeling that numbness, is quickly disassociating from her body. Please hold on just a bit longer. It doesn't matter if it costs me all of the skills I've acquired until now. If I can just succeed here, I don't care if I lose everything. Kansu senses something. Something she recognizes. This isn't the first time she's felt this. In fact, she's felt it every time she's driven on the highway. At first, she wasn't sure what it was. She found it unsettling even, because it was something so large it eclipsed her comprehension. But as she continued using the highway, she began to slowly grasp its nature. Hagio Iria probably understood what it was the first time she came into contact with it. Her powers of empathy were greater than anyone else's at the facility. A singing voice reverberates throughout the highway. It feels incredibly familiar, and it's guiding Kansu. She gathers the scattered pieces of her ego together and uses her sharpened senses to chase down the voice. Focus. Chase it. Faster. Faster. Reach. I should be able to reach it. I know I can reach it. I did it. Praying to every god she knows, Kansu grabs hold of the thread that feels like hope. And with that, she shuts down the advanced Aegis system. Alright. I know this is gonna be quite an epic, scene. But we are gonna have to end the episode right here. Yeah, I do feel like the... What is it? The... highway... scenes are not really that... What do you call it? That epic. I know they want to dramatize it, but it just feels like you know that they're gonna survive, right? So it feels like it always feels less impactful simply because of the fact that you know that they'll succeed.
記録しています。記録しました。
But alright, I think this is actually a pretty good place to end the episode. Next time we'll actually... Who knows, this might not be the final confrontation with Milgram, there might be like more. But so far, compared to Kansu's route, every route has seemed to be like, you know, they end pretty fast. They usually have maybe 5 or 6 episodes. In the case of Mitsumi, because there was a lot of like the branching, or not branching, but common route branch with this route, it was also still a lot longer than the typical 5 or 6 episodes. But I believe we should be able to finish up the episode or the game here in about 2 to 3 episodes left. Maybe like 2 in fact, but we'll see. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with the scenes uncensored. But yeah, I say this a lot, but you don't really want to... You don't miss out on the scene with the 8 scenes in this game. Yeah. But with that, I'm gonna be ending the episode. I'll see you guys next time.